This video is kindly sponsored by Midi Health, which if you weren't aware is a virtual care clinic transforming women's health nationwide. If you feel a bit off and you go to your regular doctor and get your basic routine labs and everything comes back normal, but you still don't feel normal, let me tell you about Midi's longevity service, AgeWell, which provides guidance and care including labs, prescriptions, supplements, and more for a variety of issues. They go beyond basic labs with quarterly checks of hormones, thyroid, cholesterol, blood sugar, and inflammation. During my own visit, I felt really listened to by my Midi clinician. I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel like the changes I was noticing in my body were just all in my head. I took my labs, we went over the results together and set a plan. And what I really loved was the retesting, because there is where the magic happens. We got to see what was working and what wasn't with the care plan, and then from there made adjustments. It was all based on the data. There wasn't any guesswork, which also puts me at ease and makes me feel more confident that this is the right path for my health. It helps me make decisions. And for me personally, we did have to switch up the care plan. And now I'm feeling more myself and not a slave to hormonal fluctuations. And I know as I age and my body changes, I feel confident that tweaks and adjustments will be made and I will keep being able to feel myself. To get started with Midi, you just head to their site and let them know what type of appointment you want. You put in some basic information and book your visit. You then meet with your Midi clinician virtually and they gather any important information and come up with a personalized plan, which includes ordering any labs, prescriptions, and/or supplements. So if you'd like to experience personalized, compassionate care for women in your own home, that's covered by insurance in all 50 states, I might add. Go ahead and click that link in my description to book your own AgeWell visit with Midi. Charles? Are you relaxing? Are you bothering? You're bored. You want to go outside and play. Come on, let's go. Oh my goodness, honey. Play ball. Oh. Drop. Let's let the car warm up a little bit so we're just not driving her cold and have a little bit of a chit chat, because I feel like we haven't done any kind of like vloggy videos. Like my last few videos have been very like specific topics. So I feel like we have some catching up to do. First and foremost, it's very typical that I have procrastinated running the errands that I need to run today until we've had a proper snowstorm. Like that is just in classic B fashion. And that's just kind of how the year has been going. One of my big goals for this year was actually to start like cooking at home more, you know, like ordering out less, because not only will it save money, but it's often healthier because you have more control over the food that you're consuming. But lo and behold, my oven decides to crap out. I'm just sitting there minding my own business, heating up some soup, like not even doing any kind of crazy shit. And I heard this loud popping sound. And it kind of sounded like the popping sound of like when you spill whatever you're cooking over and it like hits the burner and maybe gets trapped under the pot and makes a loud popping sound. It sounded like that, except for worse. So I investigated. My glass cooktop shattered, like big old crack across it, and then it started to like spider web. What the hell? Luckily, I was already done warming up my soup, so that was cool, but I looked up whether or not I can use it with a crack, and the internet's like, no, you're gonna get electrocuted, so I stopped using it, and I looked into getting it repaired. Called the place where I bought the appliance. Lo and behold, my warranty has expired, so they're like, can't help you there. Maybe like call the manufacturer and see the proper way to repair it. So I go to the manufacturer website, type in my model number, look at the part, and a new glass cooktop, just the glass bit, costs $917. Now I bought the entire stove for $1,200. That is bananas. Like, how is that one bit nearly the entire cost of the range? What trickery is this? So that price wasn't even taking into account the labor for like a guy to come and replace it. So I mildly entertained the idea of me doing it myself because I'm like, how difficult can this be? I take off the screws, I lift the glass cooktop, and I see all of the burners attached to the glass cooktop with all kinds of crazy wires going everywhere. And I'm like, took a step back, I'm like, this isn't gonna happen. And to be fair, there were other things about this oven that I've just kind of been putting up with, like it doesn't cook evenly in like the actual oven part. Like I always had to like flip pans and stuff in there so one corner wouldn't burn and the other would be completely raw. There were just things like that that were quite annoying. So I'm like, I'm just gonna buy a new oven. And so I did, and it would take like a week to get there. So I was a week without an oven. I didn't let it deter my goals though. I got creative. I ordered an induction burner to do like any kind of stovetop cooking on and just used my air fryer for any kind of oven stuff. It worked out pretty well. So yeah, a little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of an obstacle, but I figured it out. I still am a little bit sad because I was all happy with myself at the beginning of the year because I called my insurance lady and had her bundle like the home insurance with both mine and Stevie's auto insurance, and it ended up saving like quite a bit of money, like $1,500 for the year. And I was like, yes, look at me, queen, saving money just to turn around and have to buy a new stove for nearly that identical amount of money. So so far we're breaking even, which isn't a bad thing, but we're not gaining any ground. But anyway, I think the old Subaru is finally warmed up, so let's go pick up my prescription, and I have to go and pick up some kind of W-2 payroll thing from my accountant. Okay, we're currently in the drive-thru line. It's 3 cars deep, so we're gonna be here a while. Picked up the goods from my accountant. Now we just wait. Awesome, thank you so much. You too. Okay, that's the last of our errands. I am freaking starving. I skipped breakfast this morning. Let's warm up some soup. I have made it my mission this year to clean out and use all of the meat that is currently in the freezer. So that's been what I've been working on for quite a while now. We've been having old meats, some of which have been like 2 years old that I have not used before buying new. And kind of one of my big issues is I'm a very like out of sight, out of mind person. So just trying to get through the stock in the freezer. But this isn't so old. This was made back in October. It's just some tomato soup. I'm gonna warm this up for lunch, and it will be another thing that we have cleared out of the freezer. And fingers crossed that I don't break my stove. Which here she is in all of her glory. She looks a lot like the old stove, except for the handles are cooler. They match like the KitchenAid fridge. The cooktop is already a little bit dirty. I need to look up how to properly take care of this one, okay? Because I did something wrong the last time. Who knows why? Oh, also the inside is blue. It's like the perfect soup day. Soup and grilled cheese on fake bread. I will say this is hitting pretty hard. So good. I've been in a very soup mood lately. Like the asparagus soup, which I made multiple times already. This tomato soup. Soup be good. It's just like warm salad. Let me tell y'all about my latest obsession, because it is not what I thought I was going to be obsessed with next. And that new obsession is Valheim. It's like a survival craft game. The aesthetic is Viking. It has combat and bosses and farming and domesticating animals. And this was not expected because if you know anything about me, I'm not a gamer. In fact, in the past, I couldn't even play Minecraft because I would get such bad motion sickness. But I started playing Power Wash Simulator, and then I really figured out how to like move correctly. And Steven made some adjustments, fixed some settings to like decrease mouse sensitivity, or I don't know what happened, but I don't get sick anymore playing video games, and I have been obsessed with this game. And I'm pretty sure what the lore is like you've died and you're in this purgatory and you have to like be like a warrior in order to get to like Valhalla. You have to like fight all these big bosses and stuff. And I would have considered myself more of like a cozy gamer. Things like Animal Crossing. I got really into Power Wash Simulator, so I was playing that for a while, and then Steven started playing this and I saw that you could domesticate animals. Just like get wild boar to be your friend and stuff, and so I was like, that sounds like it's for me. But there was this whole like combat element that normally like my anxiety cannot even. Girl, the first time I fought a bear in Valheim, I about had a heart attack. I am a sensitive person. And I am not used to the stress, but I actually think it's a really good thing. I've heard this before about anxiety, but like if you carve out like new neural pathways and like do things that you haven't really done before, it can help kind of get you out of anxiety loops and stuff. So far, I can't say that it's helping because it really does stress me out to like do some of the combat elements in this, and plus I'm not very good at video games, so I die like a lot. Let me show you my character, Delilah. There she is. She is a badass. But this is what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of hours. Me and Steven play this together but in separate rooms, and we play completely different games. Like I'm all about like the farming, the getting animals to be my friend in the game, and he's very much like combat exploring focused. I go on missions with him every now and then, but like I'm very much like I need a day just to check my farms. Good morning and welcome to another installment of getting through all the old shit that I have in my freezer, as well as, and this is a bonus, using up all of the things that are rotting in my fridge. This morning I'm gonna get after it. I'm gonna do all my cooking for the day in one shot. I mean business because I have an apron on. And the fact I keep ruining all my clothes with grease stains. But yes, what's on the menu is first and foremost egg bites, so I can use up this carton of egg whites that I have in the fridge that really needs to be used up, as well as all of the sad looking vegetables that are in there. Egg bites are a way to just throw it all into one thing and call it good. And along with that, we got some freezer meat. This is steak. It looks a little bit sad. It's just unthawed. But I used the other half of that in a previous recipe, which was like a cabbage Alfredo with steak chunks instead of chicken because I have no chicken in the freezer. So we're gonna have egg bites and steak for breakfast, and then for dinner I am going to make a ginormous pot of turkey chili. Thawing out 2 of these bad boys. And yeah, that meal prep situation should have us good for a couple days at least. Much to Steven's relief, because he is getting a little bit behind on dishes. Because I've been cooking up a storm, just like cooking every day, and he's not used to that. He's not used to that workflow. And I told him just hold off until I'm done cooking today, and then you can attack all of this, and then you could be done for a couple of days, because we ain't getting through this giant pot of chili in one night, or all these egg bites. So I'm gonna get cracking on that and get it over with, because in other news, my back hurts. My lower back, I don't know what it is, but after I walk for like 10 plus minutes, it's just sore. It's just not doing great. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't hurt it lifting or anything. It's just, I don't know, maybe like sciatica? Is that a thing? Again, I think it might be tied to like my poor posture. Maybe like weak abdominal strength. Something along those lines. It's not like a slip disc or anything like that, because it's just like a dull, annoying pain, but it's, again, enough to be annoying. So standing for prolonged periods of time cooking is just not the vibe. And it only happens like when I walk. Like when I go on the treadmill for like 30 minutes, which I did this morning, it starts getting aggravated. So we need to figure that out, because I want to do more than 30 minutes of walking for my activity. Anyway, let's cook.
Oh my god, why is it leaking?
I think that I figured out what's going on with my lower back and why it hurts when I walk. I'm pretty sure I got an anterior pelvic tilt where like it tilts forward. So on my 30-minute walk today, I worked on like tucking my tailbone under instead of like jutting it out. And also engaging my abs, which this was probably the most difficult thing that I've done in a while. Which sounds funny, but like for me, paying attention to what my body's doing for 30 minutes straight is a struggle. Because usually when I do cardio, I zone out completely. I'm enthralled in the music or whatever I'm watching on YouTube, and I'm not really paying attention to what my body's doing. So for 30 minutes straight, having to sit there and be like, oh yeah, engage your abs, tuck your tailbone, walk. And I did walk at a much slower pace than I usually do. But yeah, I don't have back pain right now. So I'm thinking there's something to that. Got a little bit creative with breakfast this morning. I just took the leftover cabbage Alfredo stuff that I made the other night and then chucked it on these egg pucks that I made yesterday just to kind of like switch it up because we're probably going to be having those egg bites for a couple of days in a row and they are quite dry. It's good. It's not very breakfasty, but it is very savory, and I like that it has like a ton of vegetables because for like the noodles, I did cabbage, onion, and bell pepper. And there's a couple random chunks of steak in there too. My dudes, it is weigh-in day, so let's just get straight into it. Last week I weighed 210 pounds. This morning I stepped on the scale and I now weigh 208.8 pounds. So that's a weekly loss of 1.2 pounds, bringing our grand total to 48.2 pounds down. And I am quite happy with that 1.2 pound loss this week because I have yet to start tracking any of my food. I haven't kept up with macros. I've just been focusing more on cooking most of my meals at home and opting for low carb options. Some of the meals I made were quite indulgent in the fact that like, you know, the Alfredo sauce had heavy cream, bunch of cheese, definitely more calorically dense, not at all low calorie. You know, and then consuming those foods and not really worrying about portions or anything like that and then still losing weight and not feeling like I'm dieting at all, that's a pretty huge win. I also haven't been checking my blood or anything to see if I'm in ketosis. I might not even end up caring about that too much. I don't know. I go back and forth. I'm like, do I want to like track everything and start checking my blood again and making sure I'm in ketosis, or just kind of doing it the way that I've been doing it and I've been feeling pretty okay. So then as far as the exercise stuff goes, I have been primarily just walking this week and trying to figure out why my lower back hurts when walking. I've been focused on addressing that, which I think I've figured out, you know, and I kind of wanted to before getting more heavily back into lifting the heavy stuff. But yeah, so anyway, it kind of seems like the theme for the beginning of the year is obstacles. My oven situation, lower back pain, yeah. A third thing being me in general. Myself being the biggest obstacle to overcome at any point in time. But yeah, just troubleshoot until you figure it out and then overcome that obstacle and then wait for the next one. That's the motto. Anyways, I just want to thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. I hope you're having an amazing day and I'll see you on the next one.